Prioritizing customers and colleagues, let me start with something I've learned from talking to entrepreneurs around the world. The mistakes most companies make are often the same. It all boils down to focus or the lack of it. At the heart of any successful business are two priorities: your customers and your colleagues. Serve your customers well, and they'll reward you with their trust and their business. It's that simple. And your colleagues, they're the ones who bring that vision to life. They come together not for the sake of a paycheck, but to serve those customers, to solve real problems, and to make a difference. If your customers are happy and your team is motivated, the shareholders will naturally follow. A business built on this foundation thrives because it's rooted in purpose, not just profit. Dreaming big, the unseen path to success. Good morning, everyone. It's truly an honor to be here with you today. I want to share a bit of my journey with Alibaba, but this isn't just a story about business. It's about dreaming so big that it feels a little scary, maybe even impossible. Because here's the truth. If your dream doesn't make your heart race or your palms sweat, it's probably not big enough. When I started Alibaba, I was just an English teacher in Hangzhou, China. No fancy degrees, no connections, no capital. I got rejected by universities, turned down for jobs. Even KFC said no to me when they hired 23 out of 24 applicants. Guess who was the odd one out? Me? But every no taught me something. Rejection pushed me to dream bigger, to keep going when the world told me to stop. What matters isn't how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up, dust yourself off, and dare to dream again. Today, I want to talk about the power of dreaming big, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. Success isn't about being the smartest person in the room or having the perfect idea. It's about the size of your dream and the courage to chase it, even when everyone else says it's impossible. Dreaming big is like planting a tiny seed. You've got to nurture it with hard work, water it with persistence, and shield it from doubt and criticism. And here's the beautiful thing. When you dream big, it's not just about you. Your dream becomes a beacon for others, inspiring them to believe in what's possible. That's when the magic happens, when your vision starts changing lives. When I founded Alibaba, people thought I was out of my mind. "Jack," they said, "you're in a country where people don't even trust online shopping. How's this going to work?" But that's the essence of dreaming big. Seeing what others can't. It's about believing in something that doesn't yet exist and being stubborn, maybe even a little crazy in your pursuit of it. Growing up, I was constantly underestimated. And you know what? That was a gift. Every rejection, every closed door reminded me that if I didn't dream big for myself, no one else would. To build something truly groundbreaking, you have to think in ways no one else has dared to think. But let's be real, dreaming big isn't easy. It's not a catchy slogan or a fleeting burst of motivation. It's a daily choice to wake up, look at a distant horizon, and say, "I'm going to get there, no matter what." Sometimes, all you have is your vision, and the world will give you 1,000 reasons to quit. But that big dream, that's what keeps you moving forward. And here's something people often forget. A big dream isn't just about you. When I started Alibaba, it wasn't about building an empire for myself. I wanted to create a platform that would empower millions of small businesses, giving them a chance to compete in a world where they'd otherwise be drowned out. A big dream has to be bigger than your own life. It's about waking up every day knowing you're building something that matters not just to you, but to others. Failure is part of the journey. Every mistake, every stumble is a chance to learn. People are so scared of failing that they don't even try. But me, I see failure as a teacher. If you're not failing, you're not pushing hard enough. And if you're not pushing hard enough, you're definitely not dreaming big enough. So why dream big? Because it's the only way to make a real impact. The world doesn't need more people playing it safe. It needs dreamers, risk-takers, people who see doors where others see walls. When you dream big, you don't just open doors for yourself, you open them for everyone around you. And that's when you realize the journey isn't just about reaching the goal. It's about who you become along the way. Life lessons from Forrest Gump. Let me share a story from 2002, when Alibaba was struggling, and I was at a crossroads. I felt lost, unsure of which direction to take. Then a friend introduced me to Forrest Gump. I thought it was just another movie. But it turned out to be one of the most profound lessons of my life. Forrest Gump is the kind of character everyone underestimates. I call him naive, even foolish. But you know what makes him extraordinary? His persistence. He does things with such simplicity and heart that you start to wonder if we're the ones overcomplicating life. When Forrest decided to run, he didn't overthink it, he just ran. He didn't care about the naysayers or the obstacles. He just kept going, and life rewarded him in ways no one could have predicted. One line from the movie stuck with me. Life is like a box of chocolate soup. Never know what you're gonna get. At the time, I was obsessed with planning every detail, trying to control the future. But Forrest taught me to embrace the uncertainty. In business and in life, you can't predict everything. The beauty lies in being open to surprises, adapting to the unexpected, and trusting that the journey will take you where you need to go. Forrest also showed me the power of authenticity. He never tried to be someone he wasn't. He lived his truth, followed his heart, and that's what made him unstoppable. That lesson shaped how I approached Alibaba. I realized we didn't need to copy anyone else's playbook. We had to forge our own path, even if it was messy or unconventional. The biggest takeaway from Forrest Gump: success isn't about being the smartest or the slickest. It's about showing up day after day with determination and faith in the process. Forrest kept running, not for fame or glory, but because it was what he believed in. That's the secret to dreaming big. Simple. Relentless effort. Keep running, keep doing your best, and one day, you'll find yourself exactly where you're meant to be. Your surroundings matter. Dreaming big isn't a solo act. One of the greatest lessons I've learned is that the people around you make all the difference. When I started Alibaba, it was just me and 17 others crammed into a tiny apartment. We weren't the most experienced or the most polished, but we shared a vision. We believed in something bigger than ourselves, and that bond carried us through the toughest times. You can be the most talented person in the world, but if you're surrounded by negativity, people who only see problems and never solutions, it'll drag you down. You need people who lift you up, who challenge you to be better, who believe in your dream even when it feels out of reach. I've heard it said that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I don't know if that's exactly true, but it makes you think, doesn't it? I was lucky to have a team that believed in me when Alibaba wasn't making a dime. They saw the same future I did, one where small businesses could stand toe-to-toe with giants. That shared belief was our fuel. It's what kept us going when the odds were stacked against us. Networking isn't just about collecting business cards or schmoozing with big shots. It's about finding people who share your passion, who are willing to walk with you through uncertainty. You also need people who push you, people who question your ideas, not to tear you down, but to help you grow. Surround yourself with those who inspire you, who make your dream feel possible, and who remind you why you started in the first place. That's how you turn a big dream into reality. The indispensable role of persistence. Let's talk about failure. I've failed more times than I can count. I flunked my college entrance exam 3 times. I applied to 30 jobs and got rejected by every single one. Even KFC turned me down 23. People got hired, and I was the one left out. There were moments I wanted to give up, moments I doubted myself. But I learned that to dream big, you have to persist. Even when the world screams at you to quit. Persistence is a funny thing. It's not glamorous, and it's definitely not easy. Sometimes it feels like the universe is testing you, throwing every obstacle in your path, but every no, every setback is a lesson in disguise. It's a chance to grow, to adapt, to get better. I like to think of it like Forrest Gump running across the country. He didn't know where he was going, but he kept moving forward, one step at a time. Failure also teaches you humility. It reminds you that you're not perfect, that there's always more to learn. Every time I stumbled with Alibaba, I came out stronger, wiser, more resilient. Those failures weren't the end. They were the fuel that kept me going. So when you face a setback, don't ask, why me? Ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to get closer to my dream? Persistence isn't just about refusing to quit. It's about turning obstacles into opportunities. Find your clear vision. Having a clear vision is like holding a compass in a storm. When I started Alibaba, I didn't have money, a fancy business plan, or even a clear idea of how we'd pull it off. But I had a vision, a platform that would connect small businesses to the world. That clarity kept me grounded when everything else felt uncertain. Your vision is your North Star. It's what guides you when the path gets rocky, when doubts creep in, or when others tell you it's impossible. But a vision isn't just about knowing where you're going. It's about understanding why. Why does this matter to you? What impact do you want to have? For me, it was about leveling the playing field, giving small businesses a shot at the global stage. That purpose gave me a sense of responsibility bigger than myself. A clear vision also inspires others. People don't just buy into what you do, they buy into why you do it. When I shared my dream with my team, it wasn't just about building a company. It was about creating a movement. That's how I attracted talented people who believed in the same future. So find your vision. It doesn't have to be grand at first, but it has to mean something to you. When the going gets toughened, that vision will keep you on track. 3. Questions for entrepreneurs. You're an entrepreneur. There are 3 questions you need to ask yourself. What do you have? Most of us start with nothing, no money, no resources, just a dream and a team crazy enough to believe in it. That's enough. Your belief and your willingness to work hard are your greatest assets. What do you want? Think about your customers. What problems do they face? What does society need? What does your team need to thrive? Your job is to solve those problems, not chase profits. What will you give up? If you're not willing to sacrifice, you won't get far. Focus is everything. As a startup, don't chase every opportunity. Pick one thing, do it well, and stick with it. Like trying to catch a rabbit. If you chase 9 at once, you'll end up with none. Customer and employee focus. The core of sustainable business. When I started Alibaba, my goal wasn't to build a giant company. It was to solve problems. I believed that if we focused on helping people, success would follow. That's why I always say, customers come first. If you put their needs at the center of everything you do, you give your business a purpose and a path forward. But customers aren't the whole story. Your employees are the ones who make it happen. They're on the front lines, interacting with customers, solving problems, and bringing your vision to life. If they're not happy, motivated, and empowered, it shows. That's why creating a strong company culture is so important. At Alibaba, we gave our team room to grow, to take risks, to share ideas. When employees feel valued, they don't just work for you, they work with you. Solving problems isn't just about your product or service. It's about truly understanding what your customers need and being willing to adapt to meet those needs. When you combine a customer-first mindset with a team that's inspired and engaged, you create something unstoppable. That's the secret to building a business that doesn't just survive, thrives. Success isn't about the money you make. It's about the value you create. Focus on delivering real solutions for your customers, and they'll keep coming back. Build a culture where your team feels like they're part of something bigger, and they'll give their all. That's how you create a company that doesn't just succeed, makes a difference. Jack Ma's enduring legacy. In a world obsessed with wealth and power, Jack Ma's story stands out. He's not just the co-founder of Alibaba. It's proof that success is about more than money. It's about having a vision, persevering through failure, and leaving the world better than you found it. His lessons, from the simplicity of Forrest Gump to the power of persistence, remind us that greatness comes from staying true to your values and never giving up. Jack Ma's optimism is infectious. He sees tough times not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to innovate and grow. His focus on customers and culture offers a blueprint for building businesses that last. And his belief in dreaming big challenges us to think beyond our limitations and pursue goals that scare us. Dreaming big. Jack Ma's vision, Jack Ma's journey, is a testament to the power of dreaming big. He wasn't born into privilege. He faced rejection after rejection, 10 times from Harvard, 30 times from job applications, even from KFC. Yet he never let those setbacks define him. Instead, he dreamed of a future where small businesses could thrive on a global stage. When he founded Alibaba, the internet was barely a thing in China. People called him crazy, but he saw what others couldn't. That vision, paired with relentless effort, turned Alibaba into a global powerhouse. Dreaming big means more than having wild ideas. It's about aligning your goals with a purpose that's bigger than yourself. For Jack, it was about empowering entrepreneurs and creating opportunities. His story pushes us to ask, are we dreaming big enough? Are our goals bold enough to change the world around us? Learning from Forrest Gump. Jack Ma's love for Forrest Gump reveals a deep truth. Success doesn't require genius, it requires heart. Forrest's simplicity, persistence, and optimism mirror Jack's approach to life and business. Life is like a box of chocolates isn't just a catchy line. It's a reminder to embrace uncertainty and stay open to unexpected opportunities. Forrest didn't overthink his path. He just kept moving forward. Jack took that lesson too. Heart, building Alibaba with grit and authenticity instead of chasing someone else's formula. So what can we learn from Forrest? Keep it simple, stay true to yourself, and when life throws curveballs, keep running. That's how you turn dreams into reality. Jack Ma's philosophy on career stages. Jack Ma's advice for young people is all about learning over earning. In your 20s, focus on finding a mentor, not just a job. A great boss will teach you more than a fat paycheck ever could. Small companies are often the best place to grow. They give you room to experiment, make mistakes, and build a versatile skill. Set in your 30s and 40s, it's time to take risks and lean into your strengths. This is when you build something of your own, using the lessons you've learned. Jack started Alibaba in his 30s, betting everything on a vision most thought was impossible. By your 50s, shift to mentoring others. Share your experience, lift up the next generation, and help them find their way. Each stage of life has its own purpose. Embrace where you are, learn all you can, and prepare for what's next. Optimism. Seeing opportunities in adversity. Jack Ma's optimism is his superpower. He sees tough times as chances to grow, to innovate, to find new paths. Some of the world's greatest companies were born during crises, he says, because challenges force us to think differently. When Alibaba faced competition or market shifts, Jack didn't dwell on the problems, he looked for solutions. This mindset isn't just about staying positive, it's about acting on that positivity. Optimistic leaders inspire their teams, turning obstacles into collective challenges to solve. Jack also sees a bright future in technology, viewing AI and automation as tools to enhance human potential, not replace it. Optimism doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means facing challenges head-on and believing in a better tomorrow. How can you adopt this mindset to turn your own obstacles into opportunities? Jack Ma's business philosophy: customer first, culture strong at. The core of Jack Ma's philosophy is a simple truth: customers come first. A business exists to solve problems, not to chase profits. By focusing on what customers need, Alibaba became a global giant. But Jack knows that customers aren't served without a strong team. That's why he's obsessed with building a culture where employees feel valued, empowered, and inspired. A great culture isn't about ping-pong tables or free snacks. It's about shared purpose, trust, and giving your team the freedom to innovate. When employees are engaged and customers are satisfied, success follows naturally. That's the formula for a business that doesn't just make money, makes a difference.